What's up, YouTube? Weatherman here, bringing you the latest of the St. Louis area, because this time I'm going to be hitting up two different fields in this video. It's going to be another after-action report where I try to showcase some of my gameplay footage and some of the tactics I use out there to help you improve your own gameplay skills. Now, I've been gone for a while. That's mainly due to the fact that I've been working a lot of weekends. However, here in the past couple weeks, I've had some weekends off. I was able to hit up Wildcat on an Airsofter Appreciation Weekend. I was also able to head out to the op at Bing Field, which was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of the improvements that they've made there, and I got to hear some of the improvements that they plan on making in the future. And let me tell you, Bing Field is shaping up to be one of the most awesome airsoft-like venues that you can go to just because of the sheer scope of some of the stuff that they're thinking about adding. I think that'll do it for the update. Let's just go ahead and get right into the gameplay footage.
We gotta deal with this first.
This first clip you're going to see is a theme that I have tried to hammer home time and time again on my channel. If you've watched any of my after action reports, you already know what's coming. Violence of action. The art form of making your actions feel like the actions of an entire squad. Being so violent in how you approach a situation that you actually overwhelm the enemy that technically has superior numbers or superior firepower. This is something that is crucial in turning the tides of a game like this, and what you're going to witness is me close the gap on a heavily fortified enemy position. Granted, I didn't know it was heavily fortified, but because of what I did, I caught the entire enemy team off guard, and I took out 5 people at close range with safety kills. Enjoy.
Man, this is Snake. There's only one more guy in that tower in the bells.
Roger that. Hey guys, I need y'all to cover. Bang, 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 bang! You're all dead!
Very nice.
Thank you.
That was a good push.
Good shit, good shit, good shit.
Man, is that on a GoPro?
Yes, that's on GoPro. Good job, dude.
I live for airsoft moments like this, where you get a chance to do something extremely badass, even if it wasn't intended to be badass, and everyone walks away happy and smiling because it was fun. This is what airsoft is all about.
Oh my God! Yeah, it is.
You've heard me talk about violence of action, but in truth, aggression can take on many forms. You can take an aggressive position, which actually enables you to have a bit of a psychological impact on your enemies. By having an aggressive position, you force them to either play more passively or have a greater chance of being killed. Generally speaking, this usually means closing the gap between you and your enemies. A lot of people in airsoft like to hang back and take their shots at a safe distance and hope they get the kill. If you close the gap and make it a little bit more close quarters, there's a higher likelihood they're going to stop aggressing on you and they're going to try to actually fall back themselves. In a way, you're kind of hedging your bets and using yourself as a sacrificial pawn. You're putting yourself out there in a position that might not be the safest for you, but it allows you to be in a spot where you can inflict more damage to the enemy than they can to you. If you haven't figured it out by now, you're going to find a common theme in most of my after-action reports. Oftentimes, you'll hear me repeat the same material over and over again. This time, it's communication. I find myself in a situation here where I move to a position, I see clear shots at the enemy, but I don't have the range to kill him. Rather than keep that little secret to myself, I look around and find someone who has a sniper rifle, who in theory should have better range than me, and I call them over to hold that position and get the free kills on the enemy while I move up into a position that's more advantageous with an M4.
Hey, sniper, how far can you shoot? Pretty far? Come here. There's 2 guys at a spool. Come to my position. You should get some free kills. I'm gonna then move up there and help your buddy out. No, they're not. You can see their heads at the spool right there. Enjoy your shots.
When your team's in a defensive position and you arrive as a reinforcement, don't change up what they're doing just because you're there now. What they're doing is already working. Sometimes
we started lighting them up.
what they're doing
Over here, they ran.
if you go in there,
Huh?
you losing end of a battle. I implement what's already there. What you're going to see in this clip is I get there, people are already in some of the best positions, but I decided to sit back and be part of a crossfire and help to develop a crossfire for the middle part of this little fortress, and what ends up happening is a massacre because of that crossfire.
Okay.
No, we got all blue forces that way.
Coming right on your left. On your left. All right.
I'm sorry you just got shot, buddy. I lit them up as they were moving in.
So here's a topic I don't cover very often, and that's an ambush. It can be conducted by a team or by an individual. Now, if you execute this correctly, you can actually then turn it into a counterattack. Granted, an ambush is a bit of a counterattack in the first place, but you can actually turn it on its head and force the enemy into a very bad situation. And the way that happens is by hitting them hard, taking out a lot of bad guys, and then before they can get a chance to figure out what's going on, you change positions and close the gap and kill the enemy. Now, I don't do that in this particular situation. However, I've done it in many other ambush situations. Sadly, this is the only ambush situation that I actually caught on camera. So what you're going to see is I'm actually in the middle of what should be a very busy pathway. But I decided to hide behind cover and make myself as small of a target as possible and make myself virtually invisible to the enemy. So when they round the corner, I drop the ambush. You'll notice that they actually go into a bit of a panic, everybody except the guy with the riot shield, and I ended up picking off the enemy because they weren't expecting to take fire from the angle that they were taking fire from. Panic is actually a very powerful tool in your arsenal if you know how to generate that panic. And what ends up happening is pretty much everyone on this enemy team dies except for the guy in the riot shield. Unfortunately, my team didn't move up and capitalize on the situation, so the guy in the riot shield did not die. He ended up reviving his team, and we ended up losing this little engagement.
Someone get the riot shield! He's distracted!
Pay attention to the little details in the game. I know there's an enemy on the other side of this building from me, but I also hear him calling out the fact that he shot people. If he's shooting other people, he's not looking at me. So I take advantage of the situation to charge his position, and it ends up in a neutral bang-bang.
Bang, bang. I got you.
At each other, actually.
I said bang, bang, though.
But we're aiming at each other.
But I said bang,
But
bang.
we're aiming at each other.
But I said bang,
But
bang.
we're aiming at each other.
Cause I was like, well,
I looked, I was like, where the fuck did he go?
and then you heard the.
Sometimes violence of action means getting back in the fight faster than the enemy expects you. After getting killed in the mutual bang bang, I respawn, immediately get back to that building that I died at as quickly as possible, and then end up catching a large chunk of the enemy team off guard and unprepared, and get a lot of kills for it.
Sorry. Bang, you're dead.
Pay attention to the small details. I noticed a shadow approaching from an angle that should only be approached by the enemy, and as a result, I got a free kill.
Bang, bang, you're dead. And my gun just started rolling BBs.
Well, that's going to wrap up this after action report. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope you get as much out of these videos as I do. Believe it or not, going back and
I don't know where to walk to not get shot by my
really
team.
helps to teach me a lot about where I'm lacking in gameplay. And I'm hoping by
Dead man walking.
analyzing stuff,
Dead man, dead
providing it
man.
for you, I'm helping to kind of shore up your own skill set and helping you to become a better airsoft. Obviously, I'll be uploading this video approximately 30 minutes before Christmas. I'm just going to go ahead and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This will probably be the last video of 2018. And I look forward to 2019, where I already have plans to go to
4 minutes left!
Right now,
There are
already
4
on the books,
minutes
I'm planning on
left!
attending an event in Fort McClellan in Alabama. I'm planning on attending Copperhead 5 this year. I'm planning on going to pretty much anything nearby. Not to mention, I'm hoping to get some more Beanfield action out there for you. But that's going to wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Spend some time with your family. Let them know how much you love them. And as always, I'll see you on the battlefield.